For the last 6 months, I've had the opportunity to work with this great camera, the Fuji X100 Mark VI. And I've also had the opportunity to work with this great camera, the Leica Q3. So today, I'm going to give you the 5 reasons why this camera is best. And then I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I think this camera is best. And then you'll understand why I'm keeping both. Welcome, I'm Mark, and thanks for watching Mark Exploring New Stuff. Now, one of the things we're not going to talk about is price, because clearly the Leica Q3 costs 4 times as much as the Fuji X100. But the Leica Q3 is in stock, and as of now, the Fuji X100 Mark VI is not in stock. So those aren't fair comparisons. What I want to talk to you about is, after 6 months of using both these cameras, the 5 reasons why I like the Fuji X100 over the Leica Q3, and then in fairness, I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why I like the Leica Q3 over the Fuji X100. First, let's talk about weight. The Fuji X100 is 30% lighter than the Leica Q3 and is about 60% less thick. Less thick? Does that make sense? The lens doesn't stick out quite as far. So if you're looking for lighter weight and smaller functioning camera, the Fuji X100 wins every time. Second, the Fuji X100 has a 4-stop ND filter. The Leica Q3, no ND filter. Number 3, let's talk about digital crop. Now, first of all, the Fuji X100 is a 35mm equivalent lens, and it is 40 megapixels. The Leica Q3 is a 28mm, 60 megapixels. But when you do the crop on the Leica Q3, it's real interesting. If you digital crop on the Leica Q3 and bring it to a 35mm equivalent, you're going to find out you only get 38.6 megapixels. Again, at 35mm, this is 40 megapixels. If you digital crop on the Fuji X100 further to take it to 50 millimeters, you're going to have 20 megapixels on the Fuji X100 Mark VI. If you crop into 50 millimeter on the Leica Q3, you're only going to have 18.9 megapixels. So if you're cropping in on these using the digital crop, which is something that you're going to use on both these cameras, just be aware at 35 and at 50 millimeters, the Fuji X100 is going to have more megapixels than the Leica Q3. 4, let's talk about focus points. The Fuji X100 has 425 focus points. The Leica Q3, 315. About 35% more focus points on the Fuji X100. Number 5, let's talk about mechanical shutter. This will shoot at 1/4000. The Leica Q3, maximum shutter, 1/2000. Twice as fast, the Fuji X100. And I'm only talking about the mechanical shutter here. The electronic shutter between the two of them, again, the Fuji is much faster than the Leica Q3. And number 6, now I know I told I was only going to give you 5, but I'm going to give you a bonus because it is a big difference. The Fuji X100 has a built-in flash. No flash on the Leica Q3. So those are the 5, maybe 6 reasons why I think the Fuji X100 beats the Leica Q3. Okay, now in fairness, I told you I was going to give you the 5 reasons why I think the Leica Q3 beats the Fuji X100. And number 1 is weather sealed. The Leica Q3 is weather sealed. So if you're going to be outside, depending on the conditions you're going to be shooting in, the Leica Q3 will perform better because of the weather sealing on it. Number 2, the Leica Q3 has a 28mm lens, much wider than the standard 35 on the Fuji X100. Better for landscaping. Number 3, the Leica Q3 has a larger f-stop at 1.7. The Fuji X100, f-stop 2.0. If you're going to take video, and let's be square, neither one of these are what you'd call strong video contenders. But if you're going to take video, the Leica Q3 will shoot in 8K. The maximum on the Fuji is going to be 6K. The viewfinder on the Leica Q3 is amazing. It's 5,760 pixels. The viewfinder on the Fuji X100 is 3,690 pixels, which means that the Leica Q3 is 56% brighter viewfinder than the Fuji. Remember, I gave you 6 pluses on the Fuji X100. I'm going to give you a 6, a bonus tip on why I think the Leica Q3 beats the Fuji X100, and that's in continuous shooting. The Leica Q3, 15 frames per second. The Fuji X100, 11 frames per second. If you have the opportunity to pick up the Fuji X100 Mark VI, I'd recommend it without question. If you pick up the Leica Q3, I'd recommend it without any question. If you happen to have the two of them, it's tough to choose between the two because there are some instances where I think the Fuji X100 beats the game, and I think the Leica Q3 on other instances beats the game. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, give us a thumbs up, share, comment, and subscribe. And by all means, have a great day.